What if I told you there's a simple stretch that can predict whether you'll be alive in 10 years? Not some expensive medical test or complicated procedure, just something you can do right now on your living room floor. Scientists recently studied over 3,000 people and found something shocking. People with higher flexibility ranges tended to live longer and have a lower chance of dying than those with lower flexibility ranges. The stretch I'm about to show you isn't just exercise. It's a crystal ball into your future health. And here's the best part, even if you fail it today, you can change your outcome starting right now. This isn't some new age nonsense or wishful thinking. A recent long-term study found that being more flexible was associated with living longer, even when factoring in age and health status. The study was published in the prestigious Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports, and it followed people for years to see who lived and who didn't. But there's an even more dramatic test that's been making headlines. It's called the sitting-rising test, and people who can do it without support are less likely to die in the next decade or so. Here's how it works. Start standing, then sit down on the floor, cross-legged, without using your hands, knees, or any support. Then stand back up the same way. No hands, no knees, no pushing off anything. Sound simple? Most people over 60 can't do it. And here's the scary part. The test predicts risk of mortality to a high degree. Scientists score it out of 10 points. You lose points every time you use your hands, knees, or need support. People who scored 8 to 10 had the lowest death rates. Those who scored 3 or below, their risk of dying in the next 6 years was 5 to 6 times higher. Why does this simple movement predict lifespan so accurately? Because it tests everything your body needs to stay independent. Muscle strength, balance, flexibility, and coordination all at once. The SRT relates to functional health, the ability to be physically independent as one ages. Your flexibility isn't just about touching your toes or doing yoga poses. It's a window into how well your entire body is aging. Flexibility training improves the quality of life of the elderly by improving the ranges of motion of joints, postural balance, and locomotion, and thus reducing the risk of falling. Think about what happens when you lose flexibility. Your shoulders round forward, making it harder to breathe deeply. Your hip flexors tighten, throwing off your posture and creating back pain. Your ankles stiffen, affecting your balance and increasing fall risk. A low score on this test signals an increased risk of falls, and falls are the leading cause of injury and injury-related death in older adults. But flexibility loss isn't just about falls. People lose flexibility due to the accumulation of mild scar tissue, microfibers. Microfibers form as a result of stress and tension. This isn't just muscle tightness, it's your fascia, the connective tissue that wraps around every muscle and organ, literally binding up and restricting movement. When your fascia becomes rigid, blood flow decreases. Nutrients can't get to your tissues as efficiently. Waste products build up. Your nervous system can't communicate as effectively with your muscles. You're not just stiff. You're slowly shutting down your body's ability to repair and maintain itself. Here's what most doctors won't tell you. Flexibility is a biomarker of aging. Older adults with greater joint flexibility had a lower risk of death than those with less flexibility. Increased flexibility can improve mobility and reduce pain, which may keep people active. It's not that stretching magically extends life. It's that flexible people maintain the movement patterns and physical capabilities that keep them healthy and independent. The connection between flexibility and longevity goes deeper than you might think. When researchers looked at why flexible people live longer, they discovered it wasn't just about preventing falls or staying active, though those are important. Flexible people have better circulation. When your muscles and fascia can move freely, blood flows more efficiently throughout your body. Better circulation means better delivery of nutrients and oxygen to every cell, and more efficient removal of cellular waste products. Flexible people also have less chronic inflammation. Tight, restricted tissues create inflammatory signals that spread throughout the body. This chronic, low-grade inflammation accelerates aging in every organ system: your heart, brain, kidneys, and immune system. There's also a nervous system component that's fascinating. Your flexibility directly affects your autonomic nervous system, the part that controls your heart rate, breathing, digestion, and stress response. People with better flexibility tend to have better heart rate variability, which is a marker of resilience and longevity. But here's the most important part. Flexible people maintain their independence longer. They can get dressed without help, climb stairs, get in and out of cars, and perform all the daily activities that keep them engaged with life. Longevity isn't just about how long you live. It's also about staying healthy for as much of that time as possible. The sitting rising test captures all of this in one simple movement. It requires ankle flexibility to squat down, hip flexibility to sit cross-legged, spinal flexibility to maintain posture, shoulder flexibility to avoid using your hands, and the strength and coordination to tie it all together. Now let me show you the stretch that can literally add years to your life. It's called the deep squat hold, and it addresses almost every flexibility limitation that affects longevity. Here's how to do it. Stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointed slightly outward. Slowly lower yourself into a deep squat, keeping your heels on the ground, if possible. Your goal is to squat down until your hips are below your knees, with your chest up and back straight. If you can't keep your heels down, that's okay. Work with what you have. If you can't squat all the way down, use a chair or wall for support. The key is to find your edge and work there consistently. Hold this position for 30 seconds to start, working up to 2 to 3 minutes. This one position stretches your ankles, calves, hip flexors, glutes, and entire spine while strengthening your legs and core. But the magic happens when you start moving in this position. Rock side to side, shifting your weight from one foot to the other. Twist your torso left and right while maintaining the squat. Reach your arms overhead, then sweep them down and around. You're not just stretching, you're retraining your body to move the way it was designed to move. This squat position used to be as natural as walking. Children around the world still squat effortlessly for hours. But in our chair-bound society, most adults lose this ability by their 30s. The deep squat works your ankles, knees, hips, and spine in perfect coordination. Exactly what the sitting rising test measures. Practice this squat daily and you'll notice changes within weeks. Your balance improves. Getting up from low chairs becomes easier. Your lower back pain might disappear. You're literally reversing years of movement dysfunction. The deep squat is powerful, but it's not enough by itself. To maximize your longevity benefits, you need a complete approach. Here's your daily flexibility protocol based on the latest research. Morning activation, 5 minutes. Start with gentle spinal waves. Think cat-cow stretches standing up. Roll your shoulders back and forth. Do some arm circles. Gentle neck rotations. You're not trying to stretch deeply. You're waking up your nervous system and getting synovial fluid moving in your joints. The core 4 stretches, 15 minutes. Deep squat hold. We already covered this longevity superstar. Standing forward fold with bent knees addresses the posterior chain that gets tight from sitting. Doorway chest stretch counters the forward head posture that restricts breathing. Supine spinal twist restores rotational movement to your spine. Evening wind down, 10 minutes. This is when you do your deeper, more relaxing stretches. Child's pose, gentle pigeon pose, legs up the wall. You're triggering your parasympathetic nervous system and preparing for restorative sleep. The key is consistency, not intensity. Regular stretching can prevent the natural decline in your range of motion and enable significantly healthier aging. Even 10 minutes daily will produce measurable improvements within a month. But here's what most people get wrong. They stretch like they're trying to become gymnasts. That's not the goal. You're stretching to maintain the range of motion you need for daily life. Getting dressed, reaching overhead, looking behind you while driving, getting up from the floor. When you commit to this flexibility protocol, here's what the research says you can expect. Week 1-2, better sleep quality and reduced morning stiffness. Your nervous system starts adapting to the new movement patterns. Week 3-4, improved balance and coordination. You'll notice it's easier to get up from chairs and navigate uneven surfaces. Month 2, measurable increases in range of motion. Your posture improves, which can reduce back pain and make breathing easier. Month 3, enhanced daily function. Activities that used to be challenging, like putting on shoes or reaching high shelves, become easier. Month 6 and beyond, This is when you see the longevity benefits: better circulation, reduced inflammation, improved nervous system function. You're not just more flexible, you're more resilient. The sitting rising test becomes easier too. Many people who couldn't do it at all can perform it with minimal support after 3 to 6 months of consistent flexibility work. But remember, this study does not address causation, only correlation. This means you cannot say that stretching to become more flexible will extend life expectancy. But it may mean that one's level of flexibility may be an indicator of health conditions that affect longevity. What we do know is that flexibility work addresses many of the underlying factors that contribute to healthy aging. Better circulation, reduced inflammation, improved balance, and maintained independence. Mistake number 1, stretching too aggressively. Pain is not gain when it comes to flexibility. Overstretching triggers a protective reflex that actually makes you tighter. Work at about 70% of your maximum stretch. You should feel it, but you should be able to breathe normally and hold the position. Mistake number 2, inconsistency. Stretching once a week for an hour is less effective than stretching for 10 minutes daily. Flexibility is like a savings account. Small, regular deposits compound over time. Mistake number 3, ignoring your breathing. Your breath is the key that unlocks flexibility. Slow, deep breathing signals your nervous system to relax and allow greater range of motion. Mistake number 4, comparing yourself to others. Your flexibility journey is unique. Some people are naturally more flexible due to genetics, injury history, and activity levels. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. Mistake number 5, giving up too quickly. Unlike strength training, flexibility gains come slowly and then suddenly. You might not notice changes for weeks, then wake up one day and realize you can touch your toes for the first time in years. Here's your challenge. Commit to 15 minutes of flexibility work every day for the next 30 days. Start with the sitting rising test to establish your baseline. Can you do it? How many points would you score? Then begin your daily routine. 5 minutes of gentle warm-up movement, the deep squat hold, working up to 2 minutes, the core 4 stretches, holding each for 30 to 60 seconds. 5 minutes of evening relaxation stretches. Track your progress weekly. Retest the sitting rising test every 2 weeks. Take photos of your posture and flexibility positions. Notice how daily activities feel easier. Most importantly, pay attention to how you feel. Better sleep, less stiffness, improved mood. These are all signs that you're not just getting more flexible, you're getting healthier at the cellular level. The sitting rising test isn't just a party trick. It's a glimpse into your future. The test shows the importance of having good musculature at an older age. Every day you spend working on your flexibility is an investment in your independence, your health, and potentially your lifespan. You don't need expensive equipment or a gym membership. You don't need to become a yoga master. You just need to move your body through its full range of motion every day, the way nature intended. The choice is yours. Accept that stiffness and immobility are inevitable parts of aging, or fight back with the most powerful anti-aging tool you have, movement. Your future self is counting on the decision you make today. Start with that deep squat. Hold it for 30 seconds. Feel your body awakening to possibilities it had forgotten. This isn't just stretching. This is you choosing to age on your own terms.